Hello guys, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
good
yes,
morning,
sir.
good morning, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay, so where we are in yesterday we discussed about what is testing, right? Uh, so anyone tell me what is the testing definition? Anyone? What is testing definition, guys?
Testing, it is checking for all the defects and rectifying it, sir.
Yes, checking the requirement. So you can say that check the application whether it is working according to the
Yeah.
client requirements or not. Okay.
So,
Yeah, you
so
can
your
tell.
voice is too low, sir.
Now it's okay. Now it's fine.
No, sir.
You are getting background noise. Anything?
Pardon, sir?
You are getting any background noise?
No background, sir, but your voice is too low.
One second. Now just now. Okay, my volume is high only. Can you hear me now? Is it clear now? Still you
No,
are
sir.
No, I'm good.
check your volume here. Check from your end volume. You can check increase your volume.
Uh, from my side, it is okay, sir.
Okay. Is it clear now? Still you are facing the problem. What about other guys? Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's good, sir.
Volume
Yes,
is
sir.
good only, right? Okay. Okay, that's no issues. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Now, today is very, very important, guys. Very, very important one. What is the testing types? Okay, there are two types. What are there? Structural and functional. Okay, what are there? Structural
Okay.
and functional. Okay, who will do the structural testing and who will do the functional testing? We'll see now. Hmm. What are the testing types? There are two types of testing. One is structural testing. Another is what? Functional testing. So yesterday we discussed, right, what is testing means, what to ensure, to make sure that whether the application is working as per the given requirements or not. So simple, only one line answer. In case they will ask you. 1 second. Sorry guys, there is a pickup delivery boy calling. Okay, thank you. So can you hear me, right? Can you please confirm? Can you hear me? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We can.
Yeah, thank you. So what is testing means, we can simply say that to ensure, make sure whether the application is working according to the given requirements or not. Okay, they will give you requirements. Based on the requirements, you need to test the application. Okay, but only yesterday I told you, right, what is the challenging thing in the testing means, you need to understanding the requirements and you need to thoroughly, you need to check on all the areas how it will be working. Okay, and one more thing, this is very, very important. The software testing is a process of verification whether the project will be acceptable to the end user or not. Yesterday we discussed, right, for the last, end user should also need to accept your application. If end user is rejected your application means it won't work. Okay, it won't the survey in the market. Okay, so always remember what are the application you done, what are the code you are writing, what are the testing you done, everything you should be accepted by whom? The end user. The application should be accepted by the end user. Okay, there are two types of testing. What are there? There are two types of testing. One is structural testing, another is what? Functional testing. What is structural testing and what is functional testing? Who will do the structural testing? Let's see. Structural testing is also called as what? White box testing. What we can call it as what? White box testing. Then who will do this one? Let's see. The testing is based on knowledge of internal logic of application code. If you know the code, if you know the logic, if you know the implementation, then you can do what? White box testing. Generally, who knows the logic? Generally, who knows the code? Developer or tester?
Developers.
Then who will do the white box testing?
Developers
Developer.
will do so.
Developer. Simple, guys. No need to read, no need to by heart, no need to keep on. Simple. Remember only one point, only one point. Who knows the logic, who knows the internal code, who knows the implementation, they can do the white box testing. You can also do the white box testing when if you know the code, if you know the logic, then you can also do the white box testing. Okay, no need to by heart. Reading and reading 10 times reading is not required. Only one point you keep on your mind. Who knows the internal logic, who knows the application of the code, they can do the white box testing. White box testing is always done by the developers because they knows the internal logic of the application code. They know the code, they know the logic, they know the implementation. So they will do what? White box testing. Now I got a question. Yes, Srini, we already there, right? Testing team is already there, right? Why they need to do testing again? Why they need to do testing? Anybody? We already there, right? Testing team is already there. Then why we are telling that this testing is done by the developer? Do you understand my question? Testing team is already
Yes.
there. Then why we are telling white box testing? That white box testing is done by the developers only. We are telling why? Is it required?
We don't know the code.
Hmm?
The logic has been correctly applied or not, that can be only known by developer.
Yes, absolutely. Hmm. That's good. Yeah, the logic, the applied code is working correctly or not only knows by the developer. So whenever they write any code, whenever they write any logic, or whenever they apply any code, they need to check at least one time whether my code is working properly or not. So white box testing is mandatory. Mandatory means what? Compulsory for the development team. That we can call it as what? Unit level testing. What we can call it as what? White box testing is also another name. Like what is that? Unit level testing. Unit level testing is mandatory for the developers. Why? One of the policy said, right? You need to check his logic. Yes, you need to check at least one time because what will happen? He is not checking his logic, simply sending to the QA. Now QA is rejected. Again he is sending. Again QA is rejected. The same issue is existing. The same issue is existing. To avoid these kind of things, guys, can you put mute? If you are not talking, can you put mute? Yeah, thank you. So if the development team is not checking, not testing the unit level testing or white box testing, what will happen? The developer is writing the code, he is thinking that what I'm writing that is good, but over confidence or over missing. Okay, so what will happen if you write the code and you are sending to directly to the testing team? The testing team find the issue again, they're telling that there's an issue, the same issue is getting, the same issue is getting. So it is here the lot of time is wasted and lot of process will be there. You need to convert it into build format. That build will come to the QA. So lot of time is wasted, right? So developer need to do white box testing. It's a mandatory. Mandatory means what? Compulsory. Developer need to do what? White box testing. Okay, compulsory they need to do. Why? Because they know the internal logic. They need to check at least one time whether his logic is working properly or not before they're sending to the QA team. Is it clear? So why we can call it as a white box? We are seeing the code. See, we are able to see the code. This is the method, this is the class, or whatever it may be. So that's the reason we can call it as its name as what? White box. We can able to see the code. We can able to see the complete code. What we are writing the code we can see. We means white box developers. Okay. The another name of white box testers is what? Glass box testing. Glass means what? I'm able to see the code. Transparent testing, transparent box testing. Transparent means what? I'm able to see the code. Open box, clear box. There are many names. In interview they will confuse you. What is white, what is open box? Open box is nothing but a white box only. What is clear box? Clear box is nothing but a white box only. What is transparent box? What is a transparent box? Is nothing but a white box testing only. So there are many names. Don't confuse. Simply in interview they will ask you who will do the white box testing, means you can explain them. The white box testing is done by the developers because they need to check at least one time whether the logic is working correctly or not, whether the implementation the code is working correctly or not. We need to check before they need to send to the QA team. Before they send to the QA team, they need to at least one time they need to check. That kind of testing we can call it as what? White box testing. Okay. Internal software and code work should be known for this type of testing. If you want to do a white box testing, what do you need to know? You need to know internal logic, you need to know the code, then only you can do the white box testing. The tests are based on the coverages of code statement and branches and path and condition. Developer is always look all these areas. What is the statement, what are the branches, and what is the path, and what is the condition. White box testing is also called as what? Unit testing or a component testing. These two terminologies is very, very important. What is unit testing and what is component testing, or both are the same only. Okay, or all belongs to white box testing only. Unit testing or a components testing or belongs to what? White box testing only. Okay. So white box testing, also known as we can call it as what? A clear box. Just now we discussed, right? A clear box, open box, or a glass box, or a transparent box, or code based structure testing. So if you know the code and structure implementation, then we can do what? White box testing. So if you want to do a white box testing, you need to know internal structure and design and implementation. You need to know, then you can do what? White box testing. The developer is also follow some techniques. How we are following a few techniques, right? Developer is also follow some techniques. How control, don't worry, we are never involved in this area. So how control flow testing will be there, what data flow testing, branch testing, path testing, statement coverage, and decision coverage. So they will always follow these techniques. How control flow of the testing, what data flow testing, what branch testing, path testing, and statement coverages and decision coverage. So don't worry, we never involved. But white box, remember, only one line you need to remember. Who will do the white box testing? White box testing is done by the developers. In case anyone asks why, because they need to check whether his logic is working correctly or not, or whether the code is working correctly or not before they sending to the QA team. At least one time they need to check that. White box testing is also called as what? Unit level testing or a component testing. Okay, is it clear? Any questions so far? Anybody?
No, sir.
Okay, good.
No,
Okay, remember, don't by heart. If you by heart means you will be forget 100%. Understand the concept. Only one line you need to remember. Only one line. If you know the logic, if you know the code, you can do the white box testing. Either you are developer or a tester. I'm not bothered about that whether you are tester or developer. But generally, if you know the logic or a code, you can do the white box testing. Generally, unit level testing. We can call it as what? Unit level testing. Let's next one is very, very, very important. Black box testing. Who are the black box testers? We are the black box testers. Why? We never see the code. You can give me Amazon application, I'm ready to test. You can give the Cisco application, I'm ready to test. You can give me any kind of application. I'm not bothered about what you written on the code. I never see the code. Black box testers never see the code because I don't know how to write the code also. I don't know what is the coding also. So we never see the code. Then how you will test that application? Based on requirements. I always follow what? Requirements and functionality. but we never see any code. They never provide any code to us. Okay. Then black box testers. Black box testers is nothing but testers. Okay. Internal system design is not considered in this type of testing. We are not bothered about what they're writing the code, whether they're writing ASP.NET or Java or a Python or a Ruby or PHP or whatever they write the code. We are not bothered about that one. What we are bothering? We are bothering only requirements and functionality. In what base I'm testing the application? Based on the requirements and based on the functionality. Give me the requirements, I'm ready to test the application. Any application I'm ready to test. Cisco applications, I'm ready to test. And you can give me the cloud applications, I'm ready to test the cloud applications and cloud-based applications. Give me Windows applications, give me web applications, what kind of, any kind of applications you give me, I will ready to test. But you need to provide what? Requirements. How I'm testing that? Based on the requirements. Requirements and functionality is very, very important for us, not coding. How they're writing the code, how many lines they write. We never see that all these areas. We never look into that area. Okay. We always look only the things is what requirements and functionality. Based on the requirements, it is working as per the given requirement or not. As per the functionality is working correct or not. What is the testing definition? Whether the application is working according to the given requirements or not. Okay, whether it is working as per the given requirements or not. Testers is always depends on what? Requirements and functionality. Other than unit testing, the remaining all belongings to what? Black box testing. Why we can call it as it's a black box? We never and ever see the code. We never see the code. We do not get the chance to see the code also, because again the testing team, they need to buy the Visual Studio license, and they want to buy all the license. So until unless you prove yourself, I know the coding and all the things. If you know, if you prove yourself, then your lead will be give you permission to check the code. In case that opportunity will comes to you, means then you get a chance to work on with the development team. Until unless we never see the code, then how we will test the application without seeing the code? We always based on requirements and functionality. Give me the requirements and tell me the functionality, on we can test the application. Who will do the black box testing?
Test engineers.
Test engineers. Yes, we always based on requirements and
And
functionality.
function.
Yes. Yes, only will see only requirements and functionality. See, I will give you a best example, the best example. Okay. They will provide FRS document. Okay, they will provide what? FRS document. FRS means what? Functional requirement specification document. Okay, tomorrow I got a job. Okay, let us assume like that. Tomorrow I got a job. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I need to test. Okay, I don't know coding and all the things. Okay, they will provide. They ask me to test the login screen. They ask me to test the login screen, but they will provide the documents. Okay, they will provide the documents. Based on the documents, I clearly, easily understand. See, in the document, what is saying? This page will have the fields like user ID and password. So based on the requirement, I can easily understand for the login screen, the fields like what? User ID and password. I need to check whether the user ID there or password will be there. Okay, user ID and password will be there. Now, if I give the user ID, what is the user ID? Valid user ID. So if I give the valid user ID and valid password, click on the login button. If I click the login button, it will take us respect to what? Admin home page. In the requirement page, it's clearly mentioned. Enter the valid user ID, enter the valid password, click on login button, click on the login button. So based on the requirements, I will test the application. They will provide the documents to you. Based on the requirement document, I'm testing the application. What is the testing definition? Check whether your application is working as per the given requirements or not. They're providing the requirement document. Based on the requirement document, I'm checking whether it is working as per the given requirement or not. valid user ID, valid password, click login button. It will take us to respect to admin homepage. If I'm not getting admin homepage, I'm getting different other page. Then actual result is not equal to the expected result. Then it is failed. Failed means what? It is not working as expected. So how I'm telling it is not working as expected, how I'm telling it is a defect, because in the requirement is clearly mentioned that if you log in with valid user ID, valid password, click on login button, it will take us to admin homepage. But I'm not getting admin homepage, I'm getting different other pages. Means it is not working as expected. So actual result is not equal to the expected result. Then your task is what? Your test case is what? Failed. So like that, we will test the application. Very easy, guys. Very, very easy. But what the thing is what? You need to understand the requirement. I don't know how to read and all the things. I don't know understand this means, then it is very tough. Simple in the requirements, very easy language, they will provide the document. In the document is clearly mentioned. Enter the valid user ID, valid password, click the login button. If you click the login button, it will take us respective to the admin homepage. Simply, I can go with the requirements. Based on the requirements, I will do what? Black box testing. The testers are based on requirements and functionality. If I give the valid user ID and valid password, if I click the login button, it will take you respective page. Respective page means what page they will provide in the document, that page should be displayed. Now tell me, is it required coding here? Is it required coding
No,
here?
sir.
No,
No, sir.
not at all, not at all, not at all. Not required. What the code is written there and what logic is written in there and how many lines of code they written in there, not required. We never see the code. That is what manual testing not required a single code also. Simply we depend on what requirements and simply we depend on what functionality, and you need to check the functionality also. Functionality means what? Valid user, that is what functionality. If you go with invalid user also, you are able to see the admin homepage means, then it's wrong. That is what we need to cover, both things, requirements as well as functionality. I hope you are understand the things. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, clear, sir.
Any questions?
So I have a question.
Yeah, please go
So
ahead.
unit testing is also called as functional testing, right, sir? Because here we test each and every component.
See, generally, functional testing, yeah, we can say that, yeah, what we are telling that functional testing is nothing like that. Unit is what? Only the component we are testing. The developer will test that only particular component. In that component also, you need to check whether the functionality is working correctly or not. But we never call it functional testing. Just we can call it as it's a unit level testing. Now, suppose you are a developer, you are writing some code. You need to check the functionality, right? Also, you need to check as per how you will write the code. You need to write the code as per the functionality only, right? You cannot write as you like that. So they will also provide documents to the development team. Based on the requirement documents, developer will go write the code as per the logic, as per the functionality only. So we cannot call like functional testing. We can call it as what? Unit level testing. Simply, they will tell that could you please do the unit level testing or a component testing? They won't say that functional testing for the developers. Developers will also do check the functionality, but we never call directly to them to do the functional testing. Functional testing will comes on testing side. What are there means there are few things will be there: smoke, sanity, retesting, regression testing, or ad hoc testing and exploratory testing. All will comes on where functional testing. But the terminology we can call it as what? Unit level only. Unit level or a white box or a or a component test. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
The term. Yeah, okay, good. Is it clear, guys? So what are the testing types? There are two testing types. What are there? Structural and functional. So structural testing is also called as what? White box testing. We know white box testing is done by the developers and functional testing is done by the black box. Functional testing is also called as black box testing. The black box testing is done by the testers. Okay, simple guys, no need to by heart also. We always depend on requirements and functionality. Here we are also use some techniques. Here we are also using some lot of techniques. You use the how we test the application. Okay, we are also using the some techniques. Okay, equivalency, partition, boundary value analysis, cause effect graphing. So we use some techniques. Okay, how we test the application. Okay, we'll see. We will see all the things when the project will come. But we'll see now what is boundary value analysis. This is very important interview question. For a fresher level, they will ask you what is BVA. What is called BVA? Boundary value analysis. Okay, what is called BVA? Boundary value analysis. Okay, so suppose your requirement. What is first? Always we need to go with the requirements only. If you test anything, we need to go with the requirements. Your requirement is what to test sorry, my keyboard is not good. To test 5 to 5,000 numbers. The requirement is clearly mentioned what you need to test 5 to 5,000 numbers. Okay, there is a text box or whatever it may be. Let us assume like that there is a text box. You need to test what the numbers should be 5 to 5,000. So generally, how you will test this one? So how you will test? Is any approach will be there? Can anyone? How you will test? Any idea from your end?
So here we divide the conditions into partitions, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Yes, we can do like that. And there is an approach boundary value analysis. What is called boundaries? So what is the minimum value? What is the minimum value here?
5.
5.
5. Okay. What is the maximum value?
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, 5,000. Simple guys, simple. 5,000. So logic is what? 5,000 plus 1. Okay, take the greater than value and less than value. 5 minus 1. Okay, minus 1. So what we are doing here, minimum value minus 1 and maximum value plus 1. So what will happen here? So if you take the maximum value 1, okay, minimum value minus 1 means what? 4. 4 is valid or invalid?
Invalid.
Invalid. Suppose if 4 it is accepting means that is a bug. No need to ask anybody. It is a bug. Clearly requirement document is says that the requirement document is saying that test to 5 to 5,000 only. So in case if it is allowing the 4, then it's a bug. No need to wait for my lead, my manager, and my I do not wait for anybody. Simply I take a screenshot and I will report to the bug. In case they will ask you why you report this issue, it is not working as per the given requirement. What is the requirement? Requirement is clearly says that it should allow 5 to 5,000 only, but it is allowing the 4. Then no one will answer. Then simply say that, oh, thanks for giving you more information. We will ready to fix that issue. Okay, so make sure that minimum value minus 1. Again, no need to time waste. Again, 4 is taking, right? I will test 3, I will test 2, I will test 1. No, don't do that one. Already 4 is break, it is allowing. No need to test the 3, 2, 1. Okay, it is not working. So don't do again testing for 3, 2, 1. Okay, not required. If it is 4 is allowing, this is the bug. No need to test again. And the similar way, you also need to check what range. What is the range here? 5 to 5,000. Any number you can give. 600 is the valid, or 5,000 or 4,999. You need to take that value 4,999. It is valid. So again 5,000 you need to give them. It's a valid. Again 5,001. It should not
Invalid.
invalid. It should not allow. It's in case it is allowing means it's a bug. No need to ask whether it is bug or not, because you are checking as per the given requirement. You get a confidence. Yes, it is a bug. You are only doubtful. You are only doubtful whether it is bug or not. Then you cannot express clearly in the interview or in the call also. We have everyday calls. Stand-up calls will be there. So if you observe the things, you need to report and you need to talk. You need to explain them why it is. Yeah, it is a bug. because it is allowing more than 5,000. In the requirement, it's clearly mentioned that 5 to 5,000 only. Okay, so in the requirement document, they will give you our job is very easy, guys, but only one thing is what you need to understand the requirements. If you are not understand the requirements, then it is very difficult. See here, branch name, what is saying that here it is saying your branch name, how you will test it. Here it is saying that branch name, suppose, okay, hold on. Branch. So branch name, how you will test this one? I don't know how many characters I need to enter here. I don't know how many characters I need to enter. So I can refer the document. In the document, it is saying that it's accept 4 to 15 alpha numerical only. Alpha numerical. You can take alphabetic and numerical values also. Suppose if you're taking ABC, this is valid?
Yes.
Is it valid? ABC.
Yes.
No, it's not valid, right? It say what? 4 to
Oh,
15
4 to
means 4 minus 1, 3. 3 should not allow, right? So like that, 15 plus 1, 16. 16 should not allow. In between, you can take anything. 4 A, B, C, 1. You can say that it is valid one. Okay, ABC1. Because you can take any 4 characters. Okay. So in the requirement document, they will mention how many characters we need to take and we need to check. Like we can go with what? Boundary value analysis. We need to check with what? Boundary value analysis. Minimum value -1 and maximum value +1. Or you can remember less than value or greater than value. Minimum less than value or greater than value. Okay, so this is very important. If you know this idea, then you need not waste more time, right? Simply you can check 5 minus 1 or 5,000 plus 1. Based on that, you can test your application. So that's the reason we always say that black box testers is always based on what? Requirements and functionality. Requirements and functionality. Is it clear? Yeah, good. So that is what the boundary value analysis. What is the difference between black box and white box? You only tell me now. What is the difference? You know, right? What is the main difference? Testing has always get a question mark whether this is right or not. Whether this is right or not. Even I got a doubt whether this is right or not. How I can confirm whether this is right or wrong?
maximum.
Can you put mute, guys, if you're not talking? So how we can confirm whether this is right or not wrong? Can anybody, how we can confirm whether this is working correctly or not? How we will confirm? Anybody? How you will confirm this application is working as expected? How you will confirm?
Like
Testing
we'll
with
verify the sorry.
Requirements and functionality. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Whether the 2 is correct or not, how we confirm? Going through the requirements. See, how I am confirm whether it is working correctly or not. I will go here and I will check. I'm going with login with valid CEO and valid password. If I going with, I'm getting this this admin homepage means it is working as expected because I'm going with the requirement. How we will confirm? I always get a doubt whether this is correct or not, but I need to get a confirmation. How I get a confirmation? By going through the requirements, by going through the requirements. If you go through the requirements, you can easily you can get the confirmation, because always I get a doubt whether this is right or not because I'm not seeing any code. Simply we will go with the requirement document and simply we check the functionality based on the requirement. Based on the functionality, I can say that whether this is correct or not, whether it is validating correctly or not, we can easily tell it. And coming to the developer is always depends on his logic. Always you need to check whether his logic is working correctly or not, whether his code is working correctly or not. Okay, so that is what the main differences. Okay, and what is the most of the people they will ask, do I need to know the coding? If you are going with purely manual, zero coding, not required. Any code is not required. Programming knowledge is not at all required for black box testers. Black box testers means, you know, right? Testers. The testers is not required any kind of programming knowledge. But nowadays, you know, right? Everyone is going with automation, and everyone is what looking for all the skills, not in one skill. If I know only manual, did I get the job means there is no answer. Now the people are looking what full stack. What is called full stack? You know the designing, you know the scripting language, you know coding language, you know some implementation knowledge, you know some build knowledge. That is all is required now. One skill is not required. In 10 years back, one skill is required. Only one skill. If I have one skill, based on that skill, I can easily survey. But nowadays, one skill is not required. Sorry, you need to require lot of skills. You cannot get into one skill. If you put manual, you will not get the job. You will not get the job until unless there is a strong reference or any strong support, then only you will get. Otherwise, it won't get it. So nowadays, what the team is looking, what organizations are looking, you need to know manual, you need to know the automation. Again, automation only means it won't get the job. You need to at least one programming language you need to know, either Java, either Python, either PHP, either Ruby, or anything, and also with along with one scripting language, JavaScript or any scripting language is required. Then only you will get into the job. The competition will be like that. Now fresher is learning all the things. He is saying that I know Python, I know Java, he is saying that everything. Then they won't take senior guys, like they will take the fresher only with the less salaries. So nowadays they're looking for more skills. So who has more skills, they will pick. Okay. So but generally if you're going with only manual, no, programming knowledge is not required, not at all is not required for manual testers. Okay. Yeah, for white box testers, you know, right? For the developers, the programming knowledge is required. Implementation knowledge for a black box testers not required. For a developers, implementation knowledge is required. Black box testers, how they will test? See, I told you, right? Requirement specifications. We always based on requirement specification. What about the test developers? That they will always go with the detailed designs. They always look for the detailed designs. Okay. So this is what differences between white box and black box. There are testing or two types. What are there? Structural and functional. White box testing and black box testing. White box testing is always done by the developers because they need to check the internal code, they're working correctly or not, their logic is working correctly or not. They need to check before they're sending to the QA team. When coming to the black box testing is always done by the QA. They need to how they will test, and they always test based on the requirements and functionality. Okay, you need to remember these points. And one of the important question in the interview, what is SDLC? What is called SDLC? Software Development Life Cycle. What is this? SDLC is a process. It is a process. Okay, process followed by the software projects within a software organization. Every organization they need their process. They need some process to build the project, right? So every organization they follow what process they follow? SDLC process. What is called SDLC? Software Development Life Cycle. What is that? Software development life cycle. So what is this? It consists of detailed plan describing how to develop. Suppose I got a project, how to develop that project and how to maintaining the project and how to replace suddenly if any requirement is changes, how we need to replace the things and alter or enhancements. Enhancements means what? New features. The product will not be go with the only old features. So every time we are getting a new features. Again, so OTP now the market is what everything is OTP. In olden days, what will happen if you forget the password? If you click the forget password, it will come to your mail. Again, I need to log in with my mail ID, and again I need to give my password. If I forgot my password, again I try somewhere, and again I get in the password. Again I will log in into that. Again I take the reset link. But nowadays, if you forget your password within a fraction of seconds, if you click forget password, it will comes the OTP number. You can enter the OTP number and you can log in. Understanding, right? The technology is moving. The technology is moving. New enhancements will come. New changes will come. So these all are very, very important. In SDLC, it's about it's a process. If we got a project, in what process we need to follow, and SDLC process consists of a detailed plan to describe how to develop this project and how to maintain the project and how to replace and alter or enhancement of specific software. This life cycle, see, this life cycle defines the methodology for improving the quality of software. If you use SDLC, definitely what you will get quality of software. If you're not following the SDLC, you will not get the quality of software. Understanding, right? So every organization, what they will do, they follow the process. This is what campus interview question. If you are in campus, 100% the first question of your campus interview is what? Can you introduce yourself? Tell me about yourself. The second question they will ask you, do you know what is SDLC? SDLC is nothing but what? Software development life cycle. If you are computer stream, definitely they will ask you MCA and all the things. Again, we have a last semester subject. So they will ask you definitely this question in the campus. Again, what is SDLC is nothing but software development life cycle. If you follow the life cycle, definitely you will get what? Quality of software. You definitely will get. What are the phases in SDLC? Let's see. This is very, very important. What are the phases? Once I got a project, what we need to do? We immediately need not test, right? Before the testing, coding will be there. Before coding, what will be there? Design will be there. Before design, analysis, whether we can do or not. And before that, requirement capturing will be there. Once the project will come, what we need to do? First phase. The first phase of the project is what? Requirement capturing or requirement gathering. Once you get the requirements, based on the requirements, we need to go for analysis. Analysis is very, very important. If suddenly your lead says that, hey Srini, can you do the testing entire the application? I cannot say yes. I can say that I need to check what I can cover all the things today itself. It's impossible, right? I cannot test entire the application today itself. The lead is saying that do the entire the testing today itself. Then I can raise my concern, right? Hey, what is the scope of this testing? Do I need to test entire the application, or I need to test only a specific module, or I need to test only one component? Can you give me a specification on that? Can you please clarify on that? Now I'm asking my lead. So the lead will say that, hey, don't test entire the application, go with that. So analysis is very, very important, whether we can do or not. I got the requirements. All the requirements we cannot do. Remember, all the requirements we cannot do. First, once the requirements will come, we need to check analysis. Analysis means what? Whether we can do or not. Is it possible or not? So once the project will come, now suppose think that I got a project, but I do not have the resources. Resources means what? The testing team is not there, development team is not there. Then how I can do this project? Understanding, right? So first they will come up with the requirements and they will check analysis. There are many things will be risk analysis, risk mitigation, risk strategy. It's not easy, guys. Project is not easy. We are thinking only one developer, one tester will do the project. No, it's like a baby, like how we are taking care of baby, right? Like that we need to take the care of the project. First, once the project will come, we need to go with the requirements. Once the requirement is confirmed, and we get a review and approval. Once we get review and approval, then we will go for analysis. Analysis is what? Whether we can do or not, whether we can work out on that. They will check. The experts will be there in this area. Experts will be there. Requirement analysis all our experts will be there. Your product owner, business analyst, all big heads will be there. Once the requirements capturing is done, then we can go for analysis. Once the analysis is part, then we will go for a design. Once the design part is done, again designs are two types: low level designs and high level designs. Low level designs is what only who have understand the things, like anyone can easily understand that. People, we can call it as what low level design. High level designs means only the experts, like who have experience in that area, they can only understand. Okay, low level designs and high level designs. Once the design part is done, then we will go for a coding, you know, right? Developer will start doing the coding by going with the design part. Once the coding is done, then they will go for what? Testing. Once the testing part is done, then they will go for a implementation. Once the implementation is done, then they will go for a support and maintenance. See, this is what SDLC phases. What are the SDLC phases? Requirement capturing, analysis, designing, coding, testing, implementation, and support and maintenance. You cannot break this cycle. Without requirements, I cannot go for analysis. Without analysis, I cannot go for the design. Without design, I cannot go for the coding. Without coding, I cannot go for the testing. Without testing, I cannot go for the implementation. Understanding, right? You cannot break this cycle. If you break the cycle, you will not get the quality of software. So every organization, they follow what? SDLC process. What is SDLC process? Software development life cycle. Is it clear? Any
Yes.
questions? Yeah, you need to understand. See, don't reading the definition, by heart the definition, happy on that. No, you need to try to understand. Now you are individually, you got a project. Suppose you are on, nowadays young guys is not working. They're not, they don't want to work in any industry. They want to start the startup. You can also start up. You can also do your startup business. But you need to try to understand how the things will be work out and how the things will go on. Okay, simply reading the definition and simply by hearting means you will not understand. If any project will come, what we need to do the first one? What the first thing is what? Coding. Coding later also we can do. We can Google it and code automatically will come. Don't bother about code. First thing is what? Requirement capturing. What are the requirements is required for this project. Next, analysis part, whether we can do or not, next is what? Design phase. Once the design is done, then we will start the coding. In SDLC, in which phase you are involved means you need to tell that in SDLC, in testing phase I involved. Okay, yeah, you in what phase you are involved means in testing phase you are involved. Once coding is done, then you will go for a testing. Once the testing is done, then we'll go for a implementation. Once the implementation is done, then we will go for a support and maintenance. Yeah, any question, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay. So what we learned today, what are the testing types? There are two testing types, structural. There is another is also there, gray box. Okay, sir, there is another one. Don't tell that one. Okay, there is another one is also there, gray box. The gray box is nothing but the combination of white and black. We will do the both. That kind of testing we can call it as what? Gray box. So generally the testing are classified two types. One is structural testing, another is what? Functional testing. Structural testing is nothing but a white box testing, and functional testing is nothing but a black box testing. We know who will do the white box testing. The white box testing is done by the developers because they know the internal logic of the code, and before they sending to the QA team, they need to check whether the logic is working properly or not, whether the code is working properly or not. So that's the reason the developer is always do the unit level testing or a white box testing or a component box testing. And coming to the black box testing, The black box testing is done by the testers. Internal system design is not considered in this type of testing. I'm not bothered about what they're returning the code and all the things. Only I'm bothering about what requirements and functionality. So whenever they ask me to test the application, I will go with the requirements and I will understand the requirements. I will get the clarity on the requirements. Then I will start doing the testing. And once based on the functionality, I'm going with the requirements and also, as well as the functionality. Okay, once the testing is done, then I will close that item. Okay, but testing is always based on how we will test the application. We always test the application based on the requirements and functionality. Other than unit testing, the remaining testing time belongs to black box testing only. And we are also following some techniques, equivalency partition, boundary value analysis, and cause effect graph. We will discuss right just now what is called BVA. BVA is nothing but boundary value analysis. We are taking the minimum value and we are taking the maximum value, and minimum value minus 1 and maximum value plus 1. So based on that, we are test the application based on the requirements. Okay. And what is SDLC? SDLC is nothing but a software development life cycle. It is the process to follow the software organization. If you follow the SDLC, definitely you will get what the quality of software. And what are the phases in SDLC? Requirement capturing, analysis, designing, after designing, coding, after the coding, testing, after the testing, implementation, and support and maintenance. So a fresher level question, the fresher, that definitely they will ask you what is SDLC and what are the phases. Requirement capturing, analysis, designing, the designing, the coding, testing, implementation, and support and maintenance. Okay. So the next, is it clear, guys? Any questions? The next class we'll see on Monday. This is very, very important. 1 hour it will take time. How project will comes to the organization. How, what are the requirement documents will be there? What is BRS? What is FRS? And what is SRS? So we'll need to spend more time on this area. Once it is done, okay. So we will mock interview. What is mock interview? Yeah, every day I will take the questions, guys. Every day I will ask you few questions. My intention is what the same questions will ask in interview or not. You need to communicate. Communication is very, very important. You need to speak. You need to talk. Subject you can learn later also subject, but you know what is the first question of your interview. Can you introduce yourself and tell me about what is your roles and responsibilities? You are in strong in manual and automation, but you are not speaker, then it's very bad, right? Then it's very difficult. Okay, so the first is a good impression. So they will ask you the first question, can you introduce yourself and what is your roles and responsibilities? So that's the reason every batch, at least 2 to 3 numbers. I'm not telling all 10 guys get a job. I'm damn challenge in a batch, 2 to 3 numbers get a job, no doubt at all. But other guys will get slowly. But within the sessions only, we are getting the jobs. Means that I'm very happy with that. I'm not happy with the money. I will anyhow I will get my salary and all the things. But once the student will say that I got a job, I want to give a party, and they will, so that will give a more energy to me and more happy with that. Because at least out of 10 numbers or out of 15 numbers, the 2 to 3 guys are getting the jobs. Means then what else we want? Yeah, someone is asking, do I go for experience? Yeah, you can go with 4 years, not 1 or 2 years. You can go with 4 years of experience. But I told you, with a proper plan, you need to learn manual, you need to learn automation, you learn with CoJava and basic SQL. You can definitely get into job within the period of the 2 months of the time. Okay, but struggle. Without struggle, you will not get a single 1 rupee also. Might be it will come now, but it will not be a long term. You need to struggle, you need to hard work. and be as a independent. Do not say my uncle will refer you, my baba is say that I will look into the job. Don't depend on such kind of things. Please always depend. Please always you make a independent. Independent means what? You need to search. You need to make your resume properly. You need to look into all the area. My friend will help you. Karthik will make a resume. Don't tell all the things. That age is gone. College days, everything is gone. Now we need to put 2 months. Seriously, we need to struggle 2 months. After that, I will tell you, right, you can enjoy more than college days. You can enjoy like anything because your work gives your respect, your work will gives your identity, your work will gives everything. Everything. Whatever you want. You want to buy a car, you can buy a car. You want to buy anything, you can. You want to buy a flat, you can buy a flat. Understanding about your work shows your identity, not your money or your wealth or anything. Your knowledge will shows your identity and all that. So 2 months struggle means what? Every day you need to practice and all the things, apply the jobs and all the things. Once you get into the job, right, you can enjoy more than college days and all the things. Okay, thank you guys. We are going lectures. Okay,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
so I have a
go ahead.
query.
Yeah, yeah, you go ahead, please.
So I want to know about more about course, sir. This is my first class.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, Rajni. I'm from Bangalore, sir. I've done
Okay,
MC in 2013.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, 13,
I
right?
just want to know.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay.
and I want to know about course, sir. Like, what are the tools you're using in Selenium, sir? Tools and frameworks. What are
See,
topics
what
you're
is,
going to cover?
yeah, yeah. You are asking
Like,
Selenium. In Selenium, we will
yeah,
use,
JUnit, Jenkins,
yeah,
GitLabs.
yeah, I will tell you. In Selenium, what we use, we are using WebDriver, and we are once
Mm,
WebDriver is concept like how we need to launch the browsers and all the things and hands-on experience. Okay, I will not write the
okay.
code. I will ask to them to students to share the screen, and they need to write because hands-on experience is required in Selenium. It's not like manual. Okay, so
Mm,
once they launch the browsers and we go with how to handle the drop downs, again there are a lot of things will be there: static, dynamic, and auto populated. And after that, radio button, check boxes, and mouse events. These all are basic things. That's very easy. That's very easy.
yes.
Locators, XPath, and all the things. When you coming to the advanced level, TestNG,
Mm,
uh, in the TestNG, we use how to play with the TestNG, how to execute two classes and three classes, with how we can use priority, enable equals to disable, and we can listener. There are many few concepts will be there in the TestNG. Once the test engine is done, then we will go with the Maven. Maven is very, very important.
mm,
How we will add the dependencies to the project and all the things. Once it is done, we will go with the page objective model. And once it is done, we can go with the Jenkins. Once it is done, we will go with the GitHub. Once it is done, and final class, it's not be continuous like one or two classes with the BDD framework. How we can work with the Cucumber. But if you
oh,
want looking cucumber, again, you need to learn 15 to 20 days. So I do not want to waste your time and I don't want to waste my time also. So we will tell you if you know how to add the dependencies in Maven. See, that part is very easy. How there is two files you need to write a runner file and step definition file in Cucumber. So we will tell you how to add the things. So and coming to the automation, more practice will give. See, I tell the logic, I tell the implementation, but I cannot sit for a more time, right? So I will tell you this is the what we can do in Maven. So once the class is completed, you spend more time on that area, then you can gain more and more and more stuff. Then you can easily get into the job. Okay, is it clear?
yeah. So
So we
once the
will
course
cover
is
all the things.
completed, will you?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm sorry. So once the course is completed, will you take the mock interview, sir? Complete complete
No,
subject.
I'm not. I'm every day I will ask the question. My thing is what my process is what before the start the class I will ask the question. So that is only it will come. I'm not asked like specific question. Tell like this, tell this one. I won't do like that one. Every day the class start before 5 minutes. I will ask the questions.
Is there any job
Understand?
assistance, sir?
No, we will not give the job assistance. we will tell you the openings will be there. No one will give you any job assistance until unless you will be joined as a consultancy level. Okay, because no one will tell you. One second. One second, guys.
Okay.
So hold on. The delivery process. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. No one will give you like a job assistance here. So they will tell that there is a job and we will provide. No. We don't do that one. Uh, we will tell you like I can give you a reference. There is an opening here and there. You need to apply yourself. Okay. There is no job assistance. It's like we will not show anything. It's not possible also.
Okay. So once the course is completed, like how many experience I can put to
That is
my
what I can tell
resume?
you, right? You have a 2013,
13.
right? So how many
Yeah.
years will be gap?
Like 8 years, 8 to 9 years.
8 to 9 years, right? You cannot put 8 to 9 years. So do one thing, you can put more manual and less Selenium. So you can
Okay.
put 5 years of experience in manual and 2 years
Mhm.
experience in automation. That's it. 1 year
Okay.
you can tell anything like a brother marriage or something, or and you can tell
Okay.
them. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
But
sir.
automation means you practice well. More and more practice is required.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Chalo
Yes, sir.
guys. Good. I think
Thank
is
you.
everything is clear, right? Yeah, you can go. This based on your confidence level only. 9 years also you can put it. But how much you practice? How much rate yourself? Java. How much rate yourself? You are strong in Java. You can put it 9 years also. Not a problem. You can. So more practice is required here. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll see you on Monday. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo guys. Any other questions, guys? Anybody? Can you hear me?
No, sir.
Okay, then chalo guys. We'll see you on Monday.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.